This is a huge win. I could not run 9 days ago. I could not get over one hurdle yesterday at all without pain. So I just like to thank the Team USA doctors and God. This was a Hail Mary miracle, part the Red Sea kind of thing. So, you know, what do you expect? I'm almost 42. So, but look, what I ran today obviously is one of my slowest times of the year. I've run faster, so I don't want people to think this is what a 40-something-year-old can do. I was in the 13s and I was on pace to run 12 seconds, and I just got injured. And it's an injury that's not due to old age. It's an injury I get all the time as a hurdler. I just got it 4 weeks before the trials. Then I got it again 2 weeks ago, and then my leg cramped up on Saturday, and then I couldn't get over hurdles yesterday. So, long story short, this was a huge win.
What's the injury? Can we ask?
I had a grade 2 hamstring tear, and then I had a grade 1 hamstring tear, and I actually had 2 grade 2s, got it down, grade 1, cramp on Saturday. So it's normal when you tear your hamstring that usually when you come back you have like an increased chance to tear it again. So I did.
Lolo, what was your emotions like coming back to the field?
So I'm actually so grateful for everyone who cheered for me. It's been so long, I thought people forgot, you know, and I guess it just means the world for me to like have even people remember or shout my name, because I was terrified on that start line. I was crying this morning because I thought I was going to have to pull out of the race, and for me to just get on that start line and get through all 10 hurdles was a huge victory, and to people to remember, you know, I'm grateful, and I hope that I can show that, look, it's not the time I wanted, but I hope these younger kids, because I know what it's like not to make an Olympic team. I didn't make my first one, and then I went on to make 3 more. You sometimes feel your world is over in your 20s if you don't make a team. I hope to show them, like, you can still be in your 40s and be good enough to qualify for the Olympic trials. And I hope someone after me is going to be good enough to throw down in their 40s. The sports science is getting better. Hell, Tom Brady didn't even retire until he's 45. I hope these kids can just see me and be like, you know what, my world's not ending if I don't make this Olympic team. There's longevity. I never said I was retired. I got bobsled, I got options, you know, there's masters, I got so many options here.
Well, the landscape's changed a lot since Sha'Carri's out there. What do you think of the new star power, the new Team USA?
I think there's always every 10 years there's somebody. There's always a name. There's always a different athlete that's inspiring in a different event, and that's what I like about it. And they all bring their own flair, whether it's, you know, the hair, the fashion, you know, just the performance. It's constantly, you know, just giving people inspiration from their background stories and their performance. And, you know, Team USA is going to kill it at the Olympics. And look, I'm still in this fight. You guys are acting like I don't got a semifinals, but I got semifinals. I know 14 seconds wasn't that amazing, but we in it. If I wake up, you know, I don't need my cane, we're going.
Can you make it?
You know, today, honestly, I ran a fearful race because I was terrified. I told my I've been talking to 2 of my bobsled teammates, and I was like, look, if you gave me an option right now to get crashed down the scariest bobsled track or run the Olympic trials race, having not gone over 10 hurdles in months, or, you know, since I injured my hamstring, I would pick getting crashed in a bobsled at 90 miles an hour. That's how terrified I was to get on that start line, because I had no clue if I was going to blow my hamstring out. I had no clue. Bobsled, at least it's like you get crashed, you got a helmet, you got a little burn vest. I mean, serious injuries. But I did not want to blow my hamstring out. So I tried my best, but you can tell I'm floating, I'm cautious, and that caused me to hit a hurdle, because if you're cautious in the hurdles, you're off pace. But that was terrifying, what I just did. That's the most terrifying thing I've ever done in my career. And I know it sounds insane, but I would have taken the bobsled crash any day over that.
So what's kept you resilient? Like you said, it's been 20 years since your first Olympic trials.
You know, everybody gets inspired by different things, whether it's a medal, whether it's prize money. For me, I think I've always just been inspired by the challenge of it. And you guys can see from my whole career, when I came here, my first Olympic trials was in Sacramento with Gail Devers. That's how old I am. And I didn't make that team. I used that loss to go on to make 3 teams later. You know, 08, winning the Olympic gold, hit a hurdle, cost me. I used that to make a London team after spine surgery. And then when I got 4th, the first person to get 4th under that time would have got me a medal at any Olympics. I used that to be one of the few Americans to make a summer and winter Olympics. I just encourage people that if you have a setback, if you have a loss, if you have something that tries to break you, use that as motivation. It's not always about the gold medals. It's about how you can pick yourself up after you fail. Time and time again, it's about getting in that arena and proving to yourself that you have the tenacity to overcome. That's why I'm a hurdler. I like to get over stuff. Whereas I like to get over shit.
So then, considering like where you're at in your career at this point, still competing, going to the semifinals, what are the goals like, whether it's at Olympic trials here or just in your career in general?
Well, today the goal was, the first goal was to be the first female, I don't know if I'm the first sprints and hurdles, but I know for sure I'm the first female hurdler in the 100 hurdles to qualify in their 40s. That was the goal. That was the goal this year. We did it. Now I finished the race. So we just take baby steps, goals, 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 you know?
How do your legs feel right now?
Huh?
How do your legs feel after the race?
They actually feel good, but you know, I got a little pain off in me right now. We'll see how I feel tonight. You know, it's the telltale will be tomorrow. Like if I wake up and I'm super sore, I might have to pull out, but if we're good, you know, I'm gonna go for it. But I gotta get rid of this fear, you know, and run strong. I think 10 hurdles was good for me today. So even though it was awful, it was a win for me, guys. Please be kind to me on social media. You guys rip me apart. Please be nice.
When did you get the idea, Lolo, that you wanted to come here and compete with this guy?
So if you want my honest opinion, I was kind of pushed out of bobsled because of my age, and so there wasn't just me. There was 3 other girls that were kind of pushed out because of our age, and I needed to prove to myself that I was fast. And when I came back to track and I was running 100-meter times, the same times I was running in my 20s, I knew I still had speed. And it was just nice to prove to myself that, you know, I still had what it takes to be an elite athlete. And I know this race didn't show it, but I was thugging it out all year. And I was getting 3rd in my races, and I was thugging it out. So it was just nice to prove that validation, because bobsled is, like, there's politics involved, and it's more like a gymnastics pick. Track and field is, there's no politics. It's a time, top 3. So having that time validate that I still had it what it took, still had what it takes, meant everything to me, you know?
Last year, then you felt like you were getting pushed out of bobsled?
The last Olympic cycle, yeah. So.
What's one or two?
And they only gave me 1 race. So honestly, when I came back to track and I could race where I wanted to race, I just had to get in. It was just nice to race again, you know?
Were like coaches or like the federation, or who's doing that position?
They'll never say. It's a combination of all. It's a mixed bag of nuts.
What's 1 or 2 of the biggest things that you've learned throughout your career?
Say it again, sorry.
Like, what are 1 or 2 of the biggest things that you've learned throughout your track career?
A setback is never final. And, you know, anything can happen. I was the best hurdler in the world, hit a hurdle, and I got 7th. And I went into an Olympic trials one year with the slowest time and made the Olympic team. Anything can happen. It's anybody's ball game if you have a lane. If you have a lane, anything can happen. So that's what that's the message I could get out to these younger athletes. Anything can happen.
How much hurdle work have you been doing the last